first, better took those risks. Cold blood in my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look in my eyes, I'm on the rise. Rise, cut in my size, trying to make sense of it all comprised. Your eyes, been in these skies. I was stuck down, feeling paralyzed, but I'm up now. We all too late to fall. Yeah, anyone coming, I'ma lift them all. Never look down when it's risk involved. I got guts, got a lot, I gotta wish it all. Ain't got no feelings, we just floating. Yeah, I'm that grain of sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now.
So, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe this is happening. So, I'm sitting here inside of the 2022 Toyota Raize 1.2G CVT with GR kit. Disclaimer, I am not driving the 1.2. I'll be driving the 1 liter G Turbo variant. So, I'm excited for this review because this is a lot of first for the Toyota reviews on my channel. So, this is the first official review from a Toyota dealership. So, I would like to thank Toyota Pasang Tamo, Sir Ray Basilio II, Sir Jeer, and Sir JV for allowing me to review this all-new 2022 Toyota Raize. I'm speechless. I can't believe I finally got in a Toyota dealer. So, also, big shout out to Sir Reagan of Reagan's Rides. I went here because of him, and to Soju Cars. They also been vlogging here a lot before. So, if you want to check out their reviews coming from Pasang Tamo, I will put their link of the videos in the description down below. So this is Toyota's newest SUV here in the Philippines, and finally we all asked for it. Toyota have brought a subcompact SUV to our market. It's kind of the Toyota we've been missing here in the Philippines. Like, we always asked for a subcompact SUV, and finally it arrived. I'm surprising this came first than the Yaris Cross. So I also have no word if the Yaris Cross will be coming here. Anyway, I wanted to do the entire review focusing on the G Turbo, but knowing this is still a G variant, this 1.2, this red and with this GR kit looks so good. Also, you can get this GR kit in any variant, including the G Turbo. So yeah, this is probably the dream spec for me. This red, this GR kit, but with the turbo engine. So I cannot wait to drive the turbo engine because there have been little reviews on it so far. Everyone has been focusing on the 1.2 liter G variant. So I'm expecting the G Turbo to be a very, very peppy car. We will find out if it's sporty or not. So, let's start with the exterior. First time seeing this on the road, like in a random parking lot. I had no idea this Raize's front fascia is so massive. I mean, look, beside a Toyota Avanza, they're almost the same size, the face only. I even remembered in a random car park, this was parked beside an Isuzu Altera. It's almost the same size. So, okay, there's a really good design on Toyota, like very big boxy look but for a small SUV. So kudos on that. Of course, everyone says this boxy look gives it a similar look to the Toyota RAV4. I can see it now, seeing it this now up close. And what do you get in the exterior? You have, of course, I said the large front fascia. For this G variants, both the 1 liter turbo and this 1.2 liter model. So you have LED headlamps with accents on it. They look nice as well. LED DRS down below with the halogen fog lamp. I wondered why they didn't make that LED. Anyway, then being the G models, you have the parking sensor up above. But for this G 1.2, there is no parking sensor. It's just a blank space. And then I kind of get what everyone's saying now with the intercooler. If it's just right beside the radiator, the intercooler is really small. But then again, this is a small engine. I just realized I cannot get this red for the G Turbo bomber. But if I was getting a G Turbo, I would like the yellow one. Or the turquoise blue. The exact color I'm driving, by the way. You only can get those colors, including a white. That is it, just 3 colors. And to tell the differences between a 1.2G and a 1 liter G Turbo, black top roof. This, as you can see, this 1.2G is body colored. Also, there's few fake vents in the rear, but there is no fake exhaust at least. So kudos on Toyota for that. And this specific Raize 1.2G has been fitted with the GR kit. This is not an official GRS. So what you get with this GR kit? You get a GR front, rear, and side skirts, and then a side visor. That's pretty much it, but it does give it a better aggressive look in my opinion. So that's it, and the additional cost for adding the GR kit is 66,200 pesos. Not bad, but knowing you can put this on the G Turbo, I would still put it on yellow or blue on blue. I think I get a yellow Raize. And also some of their views I've seen, the ground clearance varies, so I'm not sure if the official figure is 185 millimeters, but the brochure says 200 millimeters. But according to Reagan's Rides, shout out to him again, the 200 millimeter ground clearance is actually for the all-wheel drive models for other markets that we don't get. So just leave it 185 to 200 millimeters. But it's only that much difference. It's no deal breaker at least. But the ground clearance is already similar to its competition, so that's a good start already for Toyota. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in the exterior. I'll show you here in the interior, but I will demo all of the infotainment system, the digital cluster, before we have a drive, because I don't have the key to this model here in the showroom. I will show you right here where I'm sitting in the interior in front. Here in the interior, let's start here in the door. All around the dashboard and the doors, yes, plastic here and there, but it's fine, I can forgive it. So on each side of the door you have two bottle holders and a cubby space, and then you have your window switches here and a silver trim here and chrome door handle. You have plastic here and there. Oh, this one's leather, but the leather is more on the durable side. And then here on the left side you have air conditioning vents. These ones are nice looking, how they're designed, even here in the middle. They're wrapped in silver trim. Even the vents themselves look nice. I don't know why there's a protrusion here, but this is actually your cup holder. So let's try that out. Ah, okay, perfect. So I don't know why there's a protrusion here. Let's just make sure. Oh, that's gonna slide. Bye. And then below this protrusion here, you have a lot of blank buttons, but there is one for your electronic stability control. I'll know later in the G Turbo if there are more functioning buttons. Then here in your steering wheel, okay, it's leather but way more on the durable side. It's hard, it's girthy. Nice stitching as well. It's white. Silver trim here below and around here in the buttons for your digital display there in the middle, and then two blank buttons here. The power mode is here. Usually most of the Toyota's power mode are somewhere here in the beside the gear lever, and then few more switches here for your phone connectivity in the infotainment system. And then here you have your 9-inch touchscreen display that finally supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Of course, I'll demo these guys later in the G Turbo test drive unit. And there's still nice texture here in the dashboard despite plastic. There's a lot of space behind the infotainment system. And then below the air conditioning vents, you have your manual single zone climate control buttons and knobs. Your start stop button is here, wrapped in chrome, even these guys. And then below them you have one cubby space, enough for my phone, perfect. And then one 12-volt socket and then one USB port. And then here another weird space. There's another cup holder there below the air conditioning vent. And then glove box. It's enough. It's decent size. Your gear lever, there's leather here with white stitching with soft touch plastic-ish. There's a manual mode for all CVT variants. This does not have paddle shifters. That only goes for the 1-liter G Turbo. We have a manual handbrake here, and then a cubby space, perfect for my phone. Again, central glove box. It's leather. Okay, it is small. I mean it fits my phones, but the way it's designed, you won't fit a lot of stuff in there. And weirdly enough, despite this being fabric seats, in the 1-liter G Turbo you get synthetic leather seats. The 1-liter G Turbo doesn't get red accents unlike this one. Just a small nitpick of mine, but I wish these were in the 1-liter G Turbo variant. And then above here, you have lights. They don't work. Oh wait, no, you have to press it. And then below the lights, you have seatbelt reminders here. And then visors, there's a ticket holder with a vanity mirror. Hello, if you can see me. They're small, they don't extend, but it's fine. So that's about it here in front. I'll show you the rear seats. So this is the rear of the Toyota Raize. Still sound good. Same materials in front plastic here and there, soft touch. Oh no, this one's also plastic now. Like literally everything is plastic. And then you only have a bottle holder on each side of the door. There's no more cubby space. And then you have a speaker setup here with, actually there's nice texture on it. And then space here in the back. That's not my driving position yet, by the way. Feet room is alright, leg room is also alright. Okay, give it a fair chance. There's more space here. There's decent space here. And then headroom. Okay, I have enough space. I am 5'4", by the way. Yeah, it's somewhat decent space here though. It's not the most spacious in its class. I think it's just the same as like its competition, the Kia Stonic, Cherry Tiggo 2. There are plenty of crossovers in this class, but I'll just focus on the Kia Stonic. Not much toys here in the back. There's actually a blank button somewhere here. Yeah, there's no air conditioning vents, there's no USB ports, but it's fine. And then you have two map pockets. They're small, but at least there is. And then the seats here, yes, they're still fabric. There's no central armrest, by the way, but you still have two isofix anchor points. And then if we sit here in the middle, transmission tunnel, only that tall. And I don't think it's that wide, but you can put your feet up at least. And then headroom now. Okay, still enough. But I'll be honest, it's best reserved for two people here in the back. You can fit a third person here. Make sure they're skinny though. So with that, I'll show you the boot. So this is the boot of the Toyota Raize. So the total boot space of this is 369 liters of space. It's already more than that Kia Stonic. As you can see, you can fit a lot of stuff in. And then underneath, surprisingly, you have a full-size spare wheel. You can adjust this floor to increase your boot space. This at its lowest setting at the moment. And as you can see, this is where you can put the floor if you want it a bit higher, so the load clip will be less of an issue when you're putting heavier stuff. And then there are two tethering hooks on each side. And then there's one light here on the right side. And then your fuse box, I assume, here on the right side as well. And then look at this tonneau cover. Look how small and flimsy it is. But this is actually not bad. So it kind of saves weight and it's so easy to store and you can just fold it away. And then of course, you can just fold the seat just like this. Push them down. Of course, the boot capacity will increase. There's no official figure, by the way, but knowing it's more than a Kia Stonic, okay, this is already a good shout for practicality. So with that, I'll show you the engine of this 1.2 liter model first. So powering the all-new Toyota Raize models, the one I'm sitting in, this 1.2G with the GR kit, you get a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that produces 87 horsepower and 113 Newton meters of torque. This specific one, this G variant, is mated to a CVT transmission, and then what I'm driving is a 1 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that produces 90 horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. Just being honest, I've seen some reviews with the 1.2 liter G. It looks slow, but if you're just around in the city, around Metro Manila, it's perfect according to them, because I'm not driving a 1.2, I'm driving the 1 liter turbocharged engine, so I'm expecting that for a little bit peppier drive. So with that, I'll show you more the differences between the 1 liter G turbo variant, the tech and everything, and then let's have a drive. So this is the interior of the Raize 1 liter G Turbo. Let's start her up. Ooh. There is this, the digital display. They're all digital. I mean, you have an analog style here on the left side, and then your speedometer on the right side. And also, like the 1.2G variant, the power mode is here on the right side of the steering wheel, and there your paddle shifters now this time. Then this mode button controls for your 9-inch infotainment system here. Let's start it out. Okay, there's somewhat information at least. Seems responsive naman. Okay, just a little bit delay, but it's alright. Yeah, you can see there's just a little bit of lag. And then there's your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Not much to play here. And then since we're here, let's try the reverse camera. Not the best, but at least there is. And what's cool with this system, with the reverse, if you can see the little car's icon there in the middle. So when I turn the steering wheel, the digital display follows where my wheels are pointing. That's actually a nice gimmick. And then more stuff here. To control the center display, use these buttons. There's a lot of things you can play with here. And there's what's also funny. Wait, let me go back. You can have reminders. That's something unusual in new cars. So, for example, if you want to remember your ex-girlfriend's birthday, for some reason, I don't know why on earth you'll do that, you can set it all here. But you can actually use it for your like PMS schedule, so on and so forth. But that's actually nice to have. Right, this is it. I'm gonna drive the all-new 2022 Toyota Raize, and let alone the G variant, the turbo version. Okay, first impressions immediately. I just got out of Toyota Pasong Tabo. The steering is so freaking light. And oh, alright. Brakes are strong. Yeah, like all Toyotas, the brakes have a long travel. The power is actually progressive. Yes, it's a turbocharged engine. There's just slight delay. I'll know later if it's turbo lag or the transmission. So let's try manual mode. You have to push it right for some reason. Oh wow! Wow. Okay. Okay. In manual mode, it wants to. Oh my god! It's like a kid with all the sweet in the world. It just wants to keep on going. This is actually fun. Notice when it shifts up and down. Okay, I shift up. Wow, it's so noticeable. Actually, it's so peppy. It sounds great. You notice also when I change up and down, I lurch forward a bit. That's actually, this is probably one of the best CVTs I've tried. It's so fun. I didn't expect this at all. Some of the okay, this blind spot warning for corning. That's not bad. Also, yes, immediately I noticed going over humps and rough patches of road, it's so comfortable. And like rough patches of road, the NVH pretty decent as well. There's not much tire noise going in the cabin. To be honest, you just can hear the engine a lot. Then here, bumpy part. Okay, yes, it's comfortable enough. And that's not even power mode yet. Just imagine power mode. It just wants to keep on going. I didn't expect this drive at all from the Raize Turbo. Maybe I anticipated too much from the 1.2 liter variant, but this one's great. And I'm gonna say this is probably one of the best CVTs I've driven. I think even better than Honda's and Nissan's. The suspension is soft. It's not as firm as like in a Kia Stonic, but it soaks up bumps and road imperfections better than that car. Let's try the horn. Okay, it sounds cute. So let's take a corner really fast. Yeah, there's body lean, but it's a small SUV. I can forgive it. Do notice, let's chill it, put it off power mode. I got too excited. The steering is so light. Like, I think it's almost the same as the Sonic. It's so light, so easy to drive. You can just drive literally with one finger. That's how light this thing is. Feedback, there's not that much, to be honest. But if this is gonna be your first car, yeah, this is gonna be an easy car to drive. And notice, not in power mode, the CVT slightly hesitates, but once it gets going, it gets going. There's not much of a delay, to be honest. Look, I'm floored now. Okay, still pretty decent performance. Oh, you can engage manual mode even though you're just in D mode. This engine sounds great. Sounds a bit different than the Almera. Even though these are kind of like the same engine, same displacement, same 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Some of the reviews I've noticed, there's a lot of shudder, as they say. But for this 1 liter turbocharged engine, I don't feel much of the shudder, to be honest. Maybe it's the 1.2. I've yet to try that out. Going back to the NVH, yeah, it's dead quiet in here. It's now premium level, but it's plenty good enough. And visibility all around, pretty excellent as well. There's even a small window in the C pillar. Also, being the G Turbo variant, so these are on synthetic leather seats. There's no red accents, but There's a little maong strip here in the middle. Okay. Coming from a Nissan, this Toyota can rival the Nissan Zero Gravity seats. It's amazing. Toyota GIRs, hello. This is probably one of the most comfortable seats probably ever. I understand Kako Tiono's take on these seats. Go more rough patches of road here. Soaks them up comfortably, to be honest. Let's floor it. The ND mode, yeah, just hesitates ever so slightly only. But you put in Sport 1 power mode, it's so responsive. I didn't expect this drive at all from this turbocharged engine. This CVT, I'll go back to it. To be honest, it feels like a single clutch how it acts. I mean, the kickdown, look. You lurch forward and then... I haven't experienced this in a CVT ever. And I would say it's one of the best CVTs and the most sportiest CVTs I've ever tried. I've seen some reviews as well, like RIT Sarto to Sir RM and Miss Elaine. The turning radius of this is quite wide, so let's try that out. Okay. Okay, it's wide, but it's not as wide as you think. And there's the sensors doing its thing. Yeah, maneuverability around the city like this, dead easy. And let's for it, power mode, sport mode. This is so good. I love this Toyota Raize. Would I pick one over a Kia Stonic? Yes. I did not expect to say that at all. This engine is so good. This transmission is also so good. I was a bit biased before with Toyota CVTs. They weren't great, to be honest only. But knowing this new CVT from Toyota, it's one of the best, hands down. It's so fun to drive, to be honest. It's no sports car, there's a lot of body lean, but for everyday use, it's fun. And taking a bit to the twisties. Yeah, there's body lean, it's noticeable, but it's fine. And also with my driving, take note, it's traffic and I'm heavy-footed. I've been averaging 5.6 kilometers per liter. I would say that's not too bad at all for what it is. So I would like to thank Toyota Pasang Tamo, Sir Ray, Sir Gier, Sir JV for allowing me to review this all-new 2022 Toyota Raize models. I hope there is a manual E-variant demo yun. Can't wait to try it out as well. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews. Bye bye.